Welcome back to The Deep Dive. This is where we take the sources you're interested in and, well, we dive deep to find the insights that matter to you. Today, we're looking into the world of Sudanese music, specifically at an artist who's really making waves, both in Sudan and internationally, Eman El Shareef. We've got articles, interviews, even some song lyrics lined up to really get a handle on her journey, her impact, and, what makes her stand out.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating about Eman El Shareef is how her career kind of mirrors these broader shifts in the region's music scene. You see this blend of tradition with very modern sounds, and also how she handles, well, the sometimes complicated public reaction. So our goal today is really to unpack her artistic growth right from the beginning up to this recent global recognition and see what that tells us about Sudanese music overall.
Okay, let's get into it then. So, tracing Eman El Shareef's story back, what about her origins, her family background in Wad Madani? Did that sort of set the stage?
It's interesting because, yes, she does come from an artistic family. Her father, for instance, graduated from the College of Music and Theater. So creativity was around.
Yeah.
But what's really compelling, I think, is that even with that background, her singing at home wasn't always encouraged. She actually mentions her family, her sister, her mother, sometimes telling her to be quiet when she sang as a child.
Wow, being told to be quiet. That's quite a starting point for someone who becomes a famous singer.
Right. It says a lot about determination, doesn't it?
Definitely. So as she was navigating that maybe less than enthusiastic reception at home, who were the artists influencing her? What was she listening to?
Well, she talks about growing up listening to some real icons of Sudanese music, like Mahmoud Abdelaziz and Equd Al-Jalad. And she mentioned Al-Jabal being a more recent favorite for her family. So you can see this grounding in classic Sudanese sounds.
Okay, so from singing at home, maybe being hushed sometimes, when did she actually start performing publicly? And was there anyone who sort of took her under their wing early on?
Her first steps into public performance were apparently at university events. She was at Wad Madani Private University singing with friends. But her first official public concert, that was a private event back in Madani. And she gives a lot of credit to the late artist Fatima Babakar, that's Fahima Babakar's sister, for being really instrumental right at that beginning stage.
That kind of early support must have been huge.
Absolutely. Having someone established believing you, that's vital.
And she has a nickname too, right? Something her family calls her.
Yeah, close friends and family call her Hata. It means peace or bit. Just a nice little personal detail.
So Hata makes the move from those early beginnings, starts singing professionally, and then heads to the capital, Khartoum. How big of a deal was that move?
Oh, moving to Khartoum was definitely a major turning point. That's where she started getting involved in those really popular televised music programs.
Like Agani Wa Agani? I think I've heard of that one.
Exactly. She was on that for a season. And also the Ramadan program, Yala Nagani. And she herself said these shows added a lot to her career. Suddenly she's collaborating with, as she put it, giant artists, trying out new styles, duets.
So massive exposure and artistic growth happening there.
For sure. It seems like that period really cemented her presence on the national scene.
Was there anyone specific who maybe gave her a big push during that time, a mentor figure?
Well, she's quite clear that he didn't technically discover her, but a very well-known figure, Al-Sequador, gave her some significant support. He actually gifted her a song early in her career.
A gift of a song, that's quite something.
It really is. It just highlights that, there was this network of support helping her move forward.
Okay, so her profile is rising, she's on TV, but then things get a bit more complex, right? With the success comes scrutiny. Let's talk about Moska Al-Jah, released December 2020. Huge viewership, but also controversial.
Yeah, Moska Al-Jah taking over the vibe. It definitely got people talking. It hit #1 on social media viewership that week, which is huge. But the reactions are really split. Some people felt the lyrics just weren't right for her, especially given her previous work. And there was criticism about the style, too. Some felt the Gonat style.
Which is that sort of powerful female diva style.
Exactly. That very embellished, sometimes theatrical Sudanese style. Some critics thought it didn't really suit her voice, and they even advised her to maybe rethink her direction.
Wow, direct feedback. But it wasn't all negative.
Not at all. Others really praised it. They said it was distinctive, light, it reflected everyday life, and they argued that was why it got so many views. So you see this clear divide right away in how people received it.
Fascinating. It really shows that tension when artists push boundaries. And the controversy didn't end there, did it? August 2021, the music video for If You Cared You Would Know. That sparked even more debate.
Oh, yes. That one caused quite a stir online. Some social media users even controversially nicknamed it the hormone song.
The hormone song. Why?
Well, many viewers just found the whole concept of the video really alien to what they considered traditional Sudanese music videos.
Right.
There was this feeling that her voice, which they loved for classic Sira songs.
Those more traditional melodic pieces.
Right. They felt her voice was perfect for that, and this modern, maybe more direct pop video style felt like a mismatch to them.
And the lyrics themselves were quite direct, too, weren't they?
Very direct. What I don't know that upsets me, how long I've been with you and you didn't understand, you're still asking, oh, I swear I won't tell you. If you cared, you would know. That kind of modern confrontational lyric definitely fueled the discussion about whether it fit within, established Sudanese norms.
So a real willingness to experiment, even if it ruffled feathers. Okay, let's shift gears to something huge. Eman El Shareef. This song seems like a landmark, written and composed by Ahmed Kosti. What's Iman's connection to it?
She talks about feeling a really deep, profound connection to this song. And she mentioned that through working on it, she learned a lot about the customs and traditions of the Shareef tribe. But she's also very careful to emphasize something important.
What's that?
That the song is about celebrating the positive traits, the generosity, the courage of Sudanese tribes, specifically the Shareef here, but it's not about promoting tribalism. She points out she's from the Jaleen tribe herself, but she sings this for the Shareef with total respect for all Sudanese tribes. It's positioned as a song of unity through culture.
That's a really important distinction to make. And this song, this celebration of culture, led to something unprecedented, didn't it? May 2024.
Absolutely massive. Rolling Stone America included Eman El Shareef in their list of the best 50 Arabic pop songs of the 21st century. It came in at number 35.
Number 35. And the first time any Sudanese artist has made a list like that.
The very first time. It's a huge moment, not just for her, but for Sudanese music getting that kind of global spotlight.
What did critics say about the significance of this?
Well, our critic Mohammed Ibrahim called it a new path for Sudanese music. He argued it draws international attention to these really unique local Sudanese forms. And interestingly, he highlighted the use of Sudanese colloquial language in the song as key to its global appeal.
That's fascinating. So the local specificity actually helps it travel?
Exactly. He drew a parallel to the famous novelist Altayeb Salih, whose very specific Sudanese settings and imagery resonated globally. It's that idea that deep authenticity can be universal.
And what did Rolling Stone itself say about the song?
They described it as a vibrant song with elements of East African pop. And importantly, they acknowledged that Sudanese music has often been underappreciated and faced an uphill battle for recognition. They basically said artists like Eman El Shareef are making undeniable progress. It's a powerful validation.
Undeniable progress. That sums it up well. So beyond these big moments, controversies, and accolades, how does Iman see her own artistic evolution? Does she stick to one style now?
No, she doesn't really lean towards one specific style. She says she's experimented with, quote, all Sudanese colorations and rhythms. Although she does acknowledge that she tends to focus on the styles that her audience seems to prefer. So there's adaptability, but also a connection to her listeners.
That adaptability must be key, especially when facing challenges. Like in September 2023, she released Sudaniyya Hurrah, Free Sudanese Woman. That felt like more than just a song.
Oh, absolutely. That song, with lyrics and melody by Amjad Hamza, was a very direct artistic response. There were these widespread rumors going around about a fabricated, scandalous video involving her.
Right, I remember hearing about that.
So Sudaniyya Hurrah was her way of hitting back, using her art to counter those narratives. It really showcased her resilience, turning an attack into a statement of strength.
Using her platform to reclaim her story. That's powerful. And her newer work seems to be exploring different themes, too. Alkmona, Milena.
Yes. Alkmona came out in 2024, and then Milena, which is a collaboration with Issam Sati, released just this past July. And the lyrics in Milena seem quite deep, touching on things like lost dreams, longing, separation. There's even apparently a reference to Kafka and Milena in there.
Really? Kafka?
Yeah, and lines like, longing is a sea, but I am not a ship, and oh my Lord, protect my beloved. It suggests a real blend of contemporary influence and very personal, heartfelt expression.
It also sounds like she hasn't shied away from addressing the situation in her home country either.
Not at all. She's used her music to speak directly about the hardships in Sudan, the sorrow, the violations, the displacement people are facing. She's also released songs supporting the army, expressing this hope for security and stability to return.
So she's really using her voice across the board, personal, artistic, social commentary.
Definitely. It paints a picture of an artist who is deeply connected to her roots and the realities of her country.
Does she ever share more personal anecdotes, moments that stand out in her memory from this whole journey?
She did share one quite telling story from about 3 years into her career. She was performing at the Officers Club, which was a big deal for a newer artist. She talked about being nervous, but overcoming that fear. And what made it truly memorable for her
What was it?
was looking out into the audience and seeing older women the age of her mother, her grandmother. Seeing them there, watching her perform, filled her with this incredible sense of pride.
That's a lovely image. From being told to be quiet to performing for women like her grandmother.
Exactly. And just to emphasize how far she's come, she mentioned her very first payment for singing was just 50, probably Sudanese pounds. She called it a small amount. Really humble beginnings.
It puts it all in perspective. Any little quirks or personal habits she's shared?
She describes herself as a bit of a homebody, someone who really loves being at home. And she also confirmed, apparently typical for daughters of Al Jazeera, that she's a good cook.
Huh, okay, a homebody who can cook and just happens to be an internationally recognized musician. Wow, what an incredible journey we've covered from, like you said, singing at home where people told her to hush, to completely dominating social media buzz, stirring up debate, and then landing on Rolling Stone's best songs list. Eman El Shareef really seems to embody this dynamic, resilient artist. She blends the traditional Sudanese sounds with modern pop. She faces down criticism using her art, but she stays so connected to her roots, to Sudan.
Absolutely. And if we think about the bigger picture here, her success, especially that Rolling Stone recognition for والإبداع شكرية, it really poses a fascinating question, doesn't it? What could this kind of international spotlight actually mean for Sudanese music overall, which, as Rolling Stone noted, have been historically underappreciated on the world stage? And maybe, how might her continuous artistic exploration, tackling tough subjects, collaborating on songs like Milena, how might all that keep pushing Sudanese music further into the global conversation? Something to really think about.